Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this Warcraft Rumble guide I'm going to take a look at the final mission of the Prophecy of Power Priestess event, and that's Mythic Rattlegore investigates Rattlegore Lair in Mythic difficulty. Luckily this is one of the easier mythics because we have very limited time to do this. This is also the only dungeon map here, and as a difference from the campaign mission maps, with this one every time you restart the battle you're going to get a new random seed. So you can't practice your opener, but on the other hand a better opener is potentially just a restart or a loss away. And I have a couple of super fun and pretty easy comps for this one. First of all, there is Rend with the Living Bomb talent again, and my Rend army consists of Earth Elemental, Whelp Eggs, Chimera, Vultures with Bloodlust talent, and then Witch Doctor with the Explosion talent, and a Drake. And the key thing here is that this Rend is going to blow everything up eventually. So you can use Whelpex in order to take some of the Beating Stones, so that you will stop some of those footmen from spawning. So Whelpex just on an abandoned Meeting Stone and just shut down some sources of footmen. Then you want to get your Vulture train going. And I want them to be with Bloodlust, because in this one you can potentially get a huge train of Vultures. It can be like, well, you will see. There can be so many Vultures going on. Sometimes it doesn't quite work that way, depending on a little bit on what the boss is going to play, but usually you will have plenty of Vultures. Then as they are approaching Rattlegore, you want to turn Rattlegore around with the Earth Elemental, so that the Vultures are going to get Rattlegore through phase 1. You want to have your Rend out there as well, nearby, and then there's going to be the Frost Explosion. All of the Vultures will die, a huge number of Skeletons will spawn, Rend is going to get dismounted, Rend is going to Living Bomb all of those Skeletons, and those Skeletons are going to kill Rattlegore. And that's the story pretty much. So, pretty hilarious. Well, I'm going to show you the gameplay in a moment. But you can also do this in another way. I also did this with Drakkisath with pretty much the opposite idea. I do still have the Whelpex here, so I want to use Whelpex to take some abandoned Meeting Stones so that fewer stuff is going to spawn. But with this one, I don't want a huge number of minis around, because this time I want Drakkisath to survive the explosion, and after Drakkisath survives the explosion, I want Drakkisath to hit Rattlegore to death, or preferably even multiple Drakkisaths. So I have Drakkisath, I have some healers for Drakkisath, I have Witch Doctor for some damage, I have Earth Elemental again to turn Rattlegore around so that your Drakkisath will start by hitting Rattlegore in the back, and I have Batrider. The purpose of Batrider here is that Batrider is going to leave a flaming pool, so when the Frost Explosion happens and Rattlegore is going to summon some Skeletons, then those flaming pools are still there, and hopefully those flaming pools will kill many of the Skeletons, and you can be ready to drop a Witch Doctor or another Batrider really quickly afterwards, so that you will be able to kill any remaining Skeletons, and Drakkisaths will just be able to kill Rattlegore. So two little bit different approaches, depending on what minis you happen to have available. And this is what both of these look like in action. So, Rend versus Mythic Rattlegore. Here is an example of when things go well, so I'm able to get my Vultures rolling. So here I open up with Rend, I get some discounts rolling, Rend starts to do things, get some Chimeras out there, everything's looking nice. I want to drop those, but I want to wait until the footman goes away so that they will claim the stone. And jump, no, there's now Whelpex, so that stone won't spawn more footmen, and I'm fighting on the other stones, so everything's looking quite alright. We have some Vultures on those footmen in the middle, and come on, yes, more Vultures, more and more and more Vultures. Yeah, there's like an Abomination. Abomination doesn't even have enough time to kill a Witch Doctor because of all of those Bloodlust Vultures. One of my Rends got dismounted. That's a little bit sad. I'm going to need a new Rend, because I want Rend to be there behind the Vulture team. And footmen coming, yes, please, more footmen, bring it on. Oh, look at those Vultures. Alright then, I don't want Rattlegore to kill all of those Vultures now. I want them to die with the explosion, so turning Rattlegore around with the Earth Elemental. Perfect, because Rattlegore deals physical damage. Now there's the Frost. There's the explosion, there's the Living Bomb, and Rattlegore is dead. And here's another one with Rend, just to show you that even when things don't go quite that smoothly, so you just can't get all of the vultures out there, you can still win with this. So here I had Welbex in the opener, I didn't have Rend anywhere inside, so I had a good opportunity to just grab that meeting stone right at the start. So just a little bit taking away some of the pressure I have on my base. I also didn't have vultures anywhere near, vultures actually being my last god here, as you can see. So now this is a bit of a slower start. Clearly a bit of a slower start. But it shouldn't matter too much. Because what we still have here is we still have Rend, we have Drake here. We're going to get a Chimera soon. We have some vultures coming. Alright. So at this point it starts to look like, hey, this might actually work. We might get that full vulture cloud like we want. But for one reason or another, this time Graves spawned, then lots of skeletal mages, and they're now shooting all of my vultures, and I'm losing a lot of vultures here, so yeah, things can go a little bit differently sometimes. But is this a problem? And the answer to that question seems to be that no, not a huge problem. I still have a bunch of flyers here. Rend got dismounted, which is a little bit unfortunate. I'm going to need a new Rend. I probably didn't notice it yet here because I played the Drake. On the other hand, I still had the Rend discount on, of course, because Rend is still alive just on the ground. And here, because of the Drakes, I actually have quite a few whelps. So Drake has the Mother Drake talent, which means that it's now laying all those eggs around. So I'm getting a whole bunch of whelps, even though I'm not able to get those vultures going. I have no vultures alive, so I would need to play new ones. I hope to go for a couple of Rends here. Just thinking that, okay, well, what I lack in vultures I may make up in Rends. And Chimeras still do a wonderful job poisoning, although the bosses do clear poison at phase changes, so you can't just poison Rattlegore in a single go. But here we go, blowing things up, and Rattlegore still dies. In a bit of an opposite tactic with Drakkisath, so this time I'm not trying to create a huge mass of minis. Instead I'm trying to keep the number of minis a little bit more limited, so that Drakkisath won't take too much damage from the explosions and things will go better. So here we have a basic Drakkisath team going in. Drakki, Rider, Witch Doctor, Priest, Priestess. I mean, yeah, looking fine. Some footmen are entering my base area, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem. We'll get some kills with the Witch Doctor, get some more priestesses out there. Witch Doctor getting healed so beautifully. The Witch Doctor even stayed alive. And that's -2 levels Witch Doctor too, so it's not that it's very high. Well, the slow start did allow me to get more Drakkisaths going and get more Bat Riders out there. I'm trying to get to mine a little bit. I have a couple of Drakkisaths, so this push looks pretty good so far. A couple of Drakkisaths, there's a good chunk of Bat Riders, Priestesses. Looks like we have everything we need here. Could of course use another Drakkisath, I think, so let's try to get another Drakkisath into the party. There we go, now we have 3 Drakkisaths, and I want to have a couple of Bat Riders, so that I will have those flaming pools ready. And now I need to be ready to send another Bat Rider still to catch up, and I'm ready to send the Earth Elemental, turn Rattlegore around, not letting Rattlegore use its lifesteal also on all of my minis. And then let's hit Rattlegore in the back and look at the damage from those Drakkisaths. Pow, 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 pow. And look at the effect of those flaming pools as well. They didn't kill all of the skeletons, but they killed many of the skeletons, and then Drakkisath just finished the job. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and a special thanks to all of my Patreon supporters, YouTube members and Twitch subscribers who make all of these videos possible.